Okay, so this issue we were having was because we haven't, make sure that is one end statement. So, okay, let's get back. So here, it can be, the next digit can be a number, or it can be a period as well, right? So if it is a period, ms dot sign, we still have to keep going on. Okay, so that means this one, or expression start the plus 1 equals to period. Okay, so that the decimal place is also covered. So let's make sure our if is bracketed properly. So in that case, now we are counting all the places. Okay, and then we have to add that to our string. So how do we add that? So we have to get the substring. Okay, so the substring, we are going to get our number. So that means do we have it? Yeah, number. So we have to pass the substring. Okay, so let's get our tokens dot add token dot number, and we have to pass the substring of the expression. Okay, so we get expression dot substring. So we know the starting position is I and the ending position is start. Okay, so we counted that many spaces, and then we have to convert that one into double. Okay, so that way we are now adding that number token there. We dealt with white spaces there. So then if anything else comes up other than this stuff, we have to throw an exception, right? So we can say if this is a white space, then we can say else if this is a digit, and then we can say else we can throw an error. Okay, not a valid expression. So we are going to throw class expression, and we are going to say so let's say invalid expression. Okay, so now we have passed our the string into the tokens, and the next thing we should do is we should be able to somehow look into these tokens. Okay, that means to read the tokens, and the other one is we have to get that value and move to the next one. Okay, so let's define those two functions. So first we are going to pick, let's make sure that's the function ending those. Okay, so function is here, so careful of the bracket. Okay, now let's go to the next function, which is going to, what we are going to do, we are going to pick. That means we're going to read the value. Okay, and it should return a token. Okay, whatever the token it could read. Okay, so it returns token get the index, whatever the one it's looking at. So let's keep track of that one as well. So in our class, let's define value position equals to 0. Okay, and let's pass that position here. Okay, so it returns whatever the token is peaking. Okay, now let's define another function to move to the next. That means use that value and move to the next one. Okay, so for that we can say consume, and it returns a token again, and it returns the same thing, but it moves to the next line after it gives us the value, next token, right? So yeah, we have to change it to variable, obviously, because it's going to be changed, right? So far these are the things we have in the function. So let's check whether our function is working. Let's define a main function. And let's pass same one. Okay, so let's call this parser expression. Let's pass this expression we have. Okay, and let's and also we need to know one more thing. We need to know if that is the end of the function, that we don't have to peek again and again, right? So let's say another object saying end of function, otherwise we'll be keep peeking, right? So how do we know that? So if this is done, if the while loop is done, we have to add that token. Okay, so this is where the function is, this is where the while loop ends. We added all the tokens, and let's add tokens dot add token in a function. Okay, now when we are peeking, we have to make sure if this one is not the end of function, right? If it is end of function, we should not return, we should say it's already completed or something, right? So let's say if tokens dot end of function tokens dot position equals token dot end of function, we can say so here also when you are going to consume, if it is the end of function, we have to again See, this we can't consume anymore, right? Okay. Okay, let's try this one. Let's pass, and we'll try a couple of peeking. Parser, we pass it, and then we peek, and then consume. Okay, let's try. Okay, so we have an empty string. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so it went into this phase. So let's debug. Okay, now we are at 5. Start has become 2. So we are looking at 53 now, right? 553. Substring I equals 1. Yeah, that's 1. It should be start is 2. Let's try one. Five is added. Okay, so let's make sure we just add it here. Plus equals 1. Okay, so might not be adding unless instantly. So let's try again. Okay, so it's the same problem. What is this empty string? While loop. Let's just make sure our while loop is proper. Let's keep adding this. Debug. Let's make sure we can see this properly so that you can see the lines. Debug. Okay, I equals 1. Start equals 2. Okay, let's run again. This is tokens, how it looks like. It has one element which is minus. Okay, we are going to add something now. Now let's look at tokens. They have two elements, one as 5. Okay, let's make sure this one at 1. Okay, now let's try again. It's the error is gone, but let's debug and see what's the token is now. Token size, okay, we got 53 now. So we can see tokens, 6 tokens. One is minus, and then we have 53, and then we have plus, and then we have 2, and then we have left bracket, and then we have 3. Let's look at, yeah, we have 3, and okay, do we have the right brackets at the end? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so it's just up to here, right? Okay, let's keep going. 7, so token position is 0. Okay, consume, okay, okay, so far we don't see any errors, but let's make sure we are printing out all the tokens. Okay, so once we are done, let me make sure while loop ends here. Once we added the tokens, okay, let's make sure that everything's good, then print tokens. Let's see what we can see. Okay, we have minus 53 plus, keep together, plus 2 times, have we forgotten to add some of this one? We haven't got multiply, right? We have brackets. Something's not right. This is multiply. Let's keep tabs on when first one is the minus sign. Okay, now the second one. Oh, what happened? अभी तो